It's time for the news. And the highly talented BBC Radio 4 presenter Justin Webb is in trouble with the corporation for stating a biological fact. Webb has been found guilty of breaking impartiality rules at our national broadcaster by calling trans women males on air. What's next? Being punished for pointing out gravity or that the Earth is round? Our post-truth national broadcaster upheld a complaint against the Today presenter after he said trans women, in other words, males, during a show last August. A listener complained that the comment amounted to Mr. Webb giving his personal view on a controversial matter. The BBC's editorial complaints unit agreed. Well, of course they did, saying that Webb gave the impression of endorsing one viewpoint in a highly controversial area. Well, it's not controversial if you've got half a brain or if you did GCSE biology. A presenter called someone with a penis male and now he's in trouble with bosses. Is it any wonder why people are turning away from the BBC? If a news broadcaster whose job it is to impart the events of the day and gather facts cannot say things which are scientifically and biologically the case, we are in trouble. Not being able to call somebody with an XY chromosome a fully intact person with a phallus and testicles male shows how far down the rabbit hole we have descended. Impartiality doesn't come into it. It's not an opinion. If you have a Willy Winkle, a John Thomas, a Ding Dong, a friendly pencil, a schlong, a wobbly wand, a love sword, you are a male. And it's certainly not transphobic to say so. If it was, every dictionary ever printed and every biology book ever published is guilty of the same crime. People who adhere to the facts about biological sex are often called gender critical. Well, they're not gender critical. They're gender factual. Writing in The Spectator magazine, Debbie Hayton, who is a trans woman herself, has said the radio star Justin Webb has been wrongly treated by the BBC. Hayton wrote this. She said the BBC has upheld a ludicrous complaint against the Today programme's Justin Webb. Back in August, Webb told listeners that trans women were, in other words, males. Well, this basic truth should not be controversial. Debbie Hayton goes on, we trans women are male. It is a necessary criterion. Women cannot be trans women because women are female. I wonder how long it takes for the brilliant Debbie Hayton to also get cancelled. Now, of course, we all have free speech and you can say whatever you like within the law. But to punish somebody for saying things which are true and are the case is the point of no return. And it's truly shocking that the BBC are enforcing what is an anti-scientific ideology, which says that even if you are a fully intact male, as long as you feel like a woman, you are a woman, and therefore presumably would be accommodated in a female prison, entitled to be in a rape crisis centre, a female hospital ward. You can compete against women in female sport or use female bathrooms and changing rooms whilst letting it all hang out. With its enforcement of this dystopian madness, the BBC is cancelling women. A private company is entitled to do that, but it's a sick joke that female licence fee payers are forking out almost £160 a year for the privilege of being gaslit by this sexist, homophobic new religion. Sexist because women's hard-won sex-based rights are being diminished in the name of empathy and inclusion. I mean, you tell me why it's empathetic for someone who's a biological male to win an award like Woman of the Year. And it's homophobic because lesbians, for example, are now told that they're bigots and transphobes if they're not attracted to a grown man who calls himself a lesbian. It's my view that you need to be on some quite strong mind-altering drugs to come to the conclusion that a biological male can ever be a lesbian woman. Or you could just work for the BBC. Justin Webb shouldn't be punished for this so-called outburst. He should be promoted. Him spoke for millions of ordinary Brits who are sick to the back teeth of all this nonsense.